Hey guys, we're here today to install Frutto Technologies Haslab Ghost Trap 28 segments Extrapolator kit. First thing you need to do is remove the cartridge from the trap. And there are 12 screws in the back here that you need to remove. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. First, we're going to unscrew the battery cover. And of course, remove your batteries. Then do the first 8 on the very top here. You're going to take a self-tapping screw. And you're just going to screw in a little bit until it has enough to grip on. Grab some pliers and just wiggle it out. And then for the final 4 ones near the front, these ones actually come off really easy. You don't even need the pliers. All right, now let's just unscrew them all. And then now you can grab from here and lift this up, and be careful as the other side has wires connected to the lid here. Then we're going to take out the main PCB. So, and then we're going to need to disconnect this red wire here. It should be quite simply to just pull it out. Just be careful when you're lifting this up. Make sure this wire doesn't get caught on this yellow component here. So make sure that doesn't get caught up. And we're going to remove the big cable here. It's being held down by 2 little tiny tabs on both sides. So you need to just pry those sides up a little bit and it should come off really easily. Okay, and then we're gonna flip this over to the front here. I'm gonna take this off and then we're gonna remove the old bar graph light. So it's just being held down by the screw here. And then that just yanks off. And then you need to flip this back over and we're gonna try to shimmy it through. So you're gonna pull down on the wire here and you're gonna have to make this go in at an angle. So using some pliers, go in something like this. Can you see that? It's okay. I don't even know how I did it, but there you go. I somehow was able to pull that out. That is a little tricky, but there is enough space to fit that through. Just a lot of weird twisting. I think it was like this. Initially, I tried going like this way, it got stuck. So I tried to pull it in this way, and it got stuck a bit. And then the wire was twisted, so I untwisted it and it somehow flipped around and then the rest went through. I mean, if you really want to also, you can just cut this and just take it off if you know that you're not ever going to use this again. All right, grabbing your front piece here, we're going to need to remove this middle post here. So it should look something like that. You know you've cut off enough room is if you do a test with the bar graph and you just push it all the way down. If it's protruding out the other side, that should be just fine. Next, grab your bar graph, the IR sensor, the cable, and the LED. Take your IR sensor and go ahead and plug that in. And then take this 3D printed piece here. And then first, starting with the LED, this is going to go over top and into the hole. And then the bar graph will be facing this way. And if you can put the sensor in first. That might fall out as it's kind of tricky getting all 3 of these in the same time. So just do your best. Line it all up. Make sure the LED goes in first, maybe. And I find that it's easier if you put it down on the table just like I did and then try to push it down straight in. Okay, and you flip it over and take a look. If the bar graph protrudes out a little bit, I think it should be okay. Okay, now flipping back to the front, we're going to reinstall the faceplate. If you're using the stock one, this is what it's going to look like. While it still looks okay, it does show the 3D printed pieces inside. And if you're okay with that, then just go ahead and screw this back on. But if you're not, you can go on Frutto's website, and there are 4 options to choose from. You can pick whichever one you like. I was given 2 versions to demonstrate for you. This is the black anodized aluminum version. It's really nice, has good shine. And the other one I have here is the acrylic version, which has a semi-transparent front here that covers the bar graph. And the main difference between the custom one and the stock one is that the window's a little bit smaller, so it'll cover up the 3D printed part. Now, a very important thing when installing this, there is a correct side, even though it looks like it's the same both ways. If you put it in the wrong way, you'll see that the top part of the bar graph is showing more than the bottom. If you flip it over, and suddenly it's perfect. So here's what the aluminum, black anodized aluminum version looks like. Beautiful. And this is what the acrylic version looks like. Also beautiful. Man, I honestly can't decide which one I'd rather use. And when you're ready, go ahead and screw them all in. Okay, grab your cartridge, and now you're gonna take all these wires and you have to feed it through that hole. Okay, and once you got your wires through, make sure you do not tug on this. You're gonna end up pulling this right out and undo all your hard work. So just check that it's all through and then flip back around. Make sure everything's still okay here. And before we reinstall this, let's make note of which wire is which here. So the wire that's coming from the top is the power, and the one on the bottom is the data. So I'm just gonna identify which one is the power, which is this one. And I'm just gonna put a bit of a black electrical tape around it so I can know which one is which. Okay, and once that's done, you can go ahead and gently put the front piece back on. Double check again to make sure the LED and the IR sensor, the bar graphs all line up properly. And then go ahead and drop in your 4 screws and secure it. Okay, now grab this board here. And what we're gonna do is open up the first 2 screws here. These are the only ones we're gonna use right now. So you want to twist the top to the left to open those 2 up. Take your red wire, and if you flip it over, you'll see that it says LED plus on the second one here, and that's where the red wire will go. And when you're installing this, make sure it clamps down on the actual exposed wire part and not the red cover, otherwise the connection won't be made. Next up, the black wire goes to ground, which is the one right under the red wire. Okay, give it a bit of a tug to make sure that they're secure. Double check again to make sure that they're clamped down on the exposed wire. Okay, next up, we're gonna grab the power wire, the one that I have labeled in with the black tape, and that goes to U6. And the other one that came from SCL SDA, that goes into U1. And finally, this little one, the IR sensor, that goes into U2. Next up, grab your red ribbon cable, and this will simply plug into here. And then grab one of these cables here, and then this one goes into there. And while you're still holding on to this cable here, you want to grab your splitter, and the first one here labeled CN1, you're going to connect this to that. And then remember this red little guy, this connects to the second one here, CN2. And then grab the last cable here, and that connects to CN3. And then this other end connects to where the red one used to be on the main Haslab PCB board. So you connect this to the red one here, labeled BAT. And then that's it, you're fully connected. So now we're just gonna have to tidy this side of the things up. Okay, how the heck are we gonna reinstall this? So the first thing we're gonna do is try to reinstall the main board. And if you look closely, there's this little silver tabs right here, one there. Hard to show it on camera. There's one right here, there's a little slot here, okay? But there's a pre-made slot, that's where that the this board slides into. So you're gonna have to aim for that when you're reinstalling this. And as you're putting this down, make sure these wires don't get caught in this post, because they most likely will. Okay, and looks like mine's in. Okay, and you can tell when it's in, and it doesn't really move around much, and it fits in just perfectly. Okay, next we're gonna take the black PCB here, and let's just flip it around like this. That should flip over there. And again, make sure that the post is clear of the wires. Okay, and then the jumper board, actually that should go over in here. So I have that wire go around right in there. Okay, the board's good, this is good. All the posts are clear. And yeah. So yeah, it should just close nice and smooth. There shouldn't be any resistance at all pushing back up. So you can see this one looks good. I'm not pushing down or anything. Nothing's popping up. This is a good close. I like it. All right, last thing you need to do is just drop in the screws and screw it in. And do not over tighten these. You do not need to make these that tight at all. The posts are made of plastic, and you can run the risk of stripping those, and then next time you open it up and close again, it might not close properly. Okay, and then this is optional. If you want to just drop the plugs back in, you can go ahead and do that. Then throw in your batteries. And before we put the tray back on, let's do a quick test. Looks good. You can also test with the IR sensor with your PK meter. I'm not gonna do that here. Yeah, just go ahead and pop the lid back on your battery tray and you're good to go. That's it. Thanks for watching.